Okay? Topic 3, we are going to discuss the theoretical base of community organization. But before that, kailangan muna nating intindihin bakit nga ba maraming definitions ang CO, no? Na hindi ba pwede iisa lang yung definitions ng CO? Hindi ba pwede na pagpasok ng isang social worker, titingnan niya ang isang community, etong mga taong to participative ba, kaya ba nating mag-implement dito ng programs, ng projects, makaka-penetrate ba tayo doon, something like that. Now, to answer that question, personally lang ha, tinitingnan natin kasi siya in a different perspective, no? CO has many definitions for some reasons. Kasi siguro number one, communities are seen to be complex. Kakaiba talaga sila. Pangalawa, social problems are dynamic. Problema ng isang community, no, ng barangay A and barangay B, magkakaiba sila. So, social problems nila sa isang community, dynamic, magkakaiba. Power relations nila nag-change over time. Lastly, siguro kasi different practitioners, different authors focus on different dimensions or even the perspective, no, about giving a definitions ng CO. Siguro kasi they are simply giving their attentions or nakafocus lang sila when it comes to service, no? Paano nakakaabot yung service sa kanila? Yung process itself, the power inside the community, yung structure ng mismong community. Now, example na lang talaga kay Ross ha. Sinabi ni Ross na yung CO daw, it is a process na kung saan yung mga community people, alam nila mag-identify ng problems and needs nila, pa-prioritize, gagawa ng solutions, i-implement, ganun yung definition ni Ross. So, simply, tinitingnan niya na parang problem-solving approach. Gets? No? Ross only sees CO as a step-by-step process na kung saan yung mga taong to, no, the community people identifies their problem. Decide kung ano yung problema na nagmamatter talaga. Ang pinaka kinakailangan ng immediate na solution, no? And then we have to plan solutions together. We have to act collectively. Hindi lamang iilan yung kailangan magtrabaho and become better at solving future problems. Yun yung definition ni Ross, no? Dapat improve the capacity in community problem solving process and community integration. So yun ang ibig sabihin ni Ross. So yun lang naman, most likely Ross tries to imply yung idea ng capacity building sa isang community, no? We have to remember that in CO, we are not just only solving one problem. It is about making the community people, no, capable of solving problems repeatedly. So for example na lang natin, barangay 1, 2, 3, always sila nakaka-experience ng frequent flooding. So, tayo, ano ba yung pwede nating gawin? What are the ways that we can do? Siguro pwede tayong mag-organize ng clean up drive. And then, gagawa tayo ng committee. Sino yung mga pwede nating uh, yung bibigyan talaga natin ng trust, no? Na kaya talaga nilang mag-stand, kaya nilang mag-lead, something like that. And then eventually, kapag sa tingin natin medyo okay naman yung sistema natin, pwede tayong humingi ng tulong sa LGU when it comes to policy making, no? Makipag-engage tayo sa LGU specifically on drainage policy. Kailangan stricto na tayo when it comes to the quote-unquote basura mo, sagot mo, policy, yung mga ganon. So again, kapag ang isang project, no, if after one project, the community can organize themselves, alam na nila kung paano gawin, alam na nila kung paano magbigay ng solution sa problema nila, alam na nila kung saan sila makakakuha ng resources. Now, ibig sabihin lang naman, nag-success ka as a social worker, no? Yung CO na yon, success talaga siya. Now, the question is, if a problem is solved, but people remain dependent, would you consider as success yung ginawa mo? No? Again, kapag merong problema, tapos na-solve mo nga siya, natulungan mo, no? Natulungan mo itong mga community people na to, pero naging dependent naman sila sa'yo, would you consider that as a success? So, yun yung magiging tanong na kailangan yung sagutin. Now, second definition, according to ISWCD, community organization is a continuous and sustained process of number one, educating the people. No? Educating the people means that there is consciousness raising. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo last time. Now, people begin to understand. Bakit sila mahirap? Bakit itong mga problema na to nag-e-exist? Bakit siya nag-o-occur? No? That their situation alone is not accidental. Hindi siya punishment ng Panginoon. No? We have to educate them. Dito na pumapasok yung tinatawag nating conscientization. 'Di ba? This is a term coined by Paulo Freire. 'Di ba? Na-explain ko na yan sa inyo during our face-to-face meeting. Number two, organizing the people to work collectively and efficiently on their immediate and long-term problems. So by means of organizing them, we are working together. Kasi ito lang naman talaga ang goal natin eh. People have to work collectively and efficiently para masolve ang problema nila. Hindi lamang yung iilan na mga matatalino, educated, mayayaman, sila lang ang mag-o-organize. Sila lang ang mag-aayos ng problema na to. It's just because sila na lang ma'am kasi alam nila. Kasi meron silang resources, may pera sila. Kasi mas technical sila, mas maalam sila. Hindi ganon. Yung idea natin ng CO is that we have to work collectively. Lahat tayo. Kasi apektado naman ang lahat ng community people. Okay? Gets? So, we form groups, nagde-develop tayo ng leadership skills ng mga taong to, natitrain natin sila, and we learn how to share responsibility. 'Di ba? Yun ang kagandahan. We have to organize the people to work collectively and efficiently, of course. And number three, we have to mobilize, no? Mobilize the people to develop their capability and readiness to respond and take action on their needs towards solving their long-term problems. So, ibig sabihin, we have to mobilize these people so that they can respond and take action of what they truly need. No? If there is a need to protest or to challenge the higher ups, go! So, suportahan natin yan. Kapag sa tingin natin na favorable yung batas, no? Kung favorable ang batas or kung favorable yung system sa mga taong advantage, sa mga taong mayayaman, sa mga elites, sa mga sinong nagko-control ng power, that's the time that we need to protest or to challenge the higher ups, no? Isi-threaten natin sila. And then, dyan na pumapasok yung tinatawag nating social action which will be discussed later on sa ating module, no? If hindi naman, syempre we have to negotiate so that the system itself would be favorable on both sides. So, hindi naman pwede na ah pro-poor lang din tayo tapos etong mga hindi naman sa kailangan talaga natin, no? Pero kasi tayo as a social worker, we have to see to it. Pro-poor kasi talaga tayo eh. Pero minsan kasi yung idea of being supportive sa mga mahihirap, minsan kasi it might cause danger, no? It might cause harm sa kanila. It might compromise their safety. Kaya hindi siya maganda na always na lang kino-consider yung idea nila. Though it is nice to have this idea na nanggagaling talaga sa kanila, but you as a social worker, you have this professional judgment na pwede mo namang sabihin na, Ma'am, I think it is much better na ganito yung approach na gagawin natin. So, I think it is healthier for both sides. Okay? Siyempre, again, babalikan natin sa mobilizing the people para ma-develop yung capability and readiness nila. Siyempre yung pagpaplano nila at yung pag-i-implement ng programs, hindi kasi puwede na magaling lang tayo magplano. And when we talk about execution, wala na. Hindi na siya organized, wala na. Iilan na lang yung nagpapatuloy ng project natin, iilan na lang yung nag-a-attend ng mga programs na ganito. So, dapat andoon pa rin talaga yung idea na ma-mobilize natin, ma-develop natin yung capacity nila, yung capability nila. We have to respond to crisis. Ganun lang naman. And take note ha, you cannot mobilize people without consciousness. Again, consciousness is always the first step. Again, you have to be more critically aware, kailangan nilang mapukaw yung kanilang utak diyan. Dapat alam na nila. And you cannot sustain action without organization, tama? 'Di ba? Puro ka lang diyan nagbibigay ng mga guidance sa kanila as a social worker. Pero itong mga community people na 'to, tinitingnan ka pala na parang tatanga-tanga ka kasi hindi nila magets kung ano yung ibig mong sabihin. So dun, ano ka na failure ka na dun na part. So you have to mobilize them, but before mobilizing the people, babalik tayo sa first step, no? It is the process of educating the people, no? Conscientization, awareness, you have to educate them. Yun lang naman yung mga iilang steps na pwede mong gawin. Now, the question is, why do some people refuse to act even when they are suffering? No? Ang mga mahihirap, bakit ba sa tingin natin tinatanggap na lang ba talaga nila yung idea na, "Sige lang ma'am, okay lang kay mahirap lang talaga kami, okay lang ganito naman kasi talaga, mahirap lang kasi kami." Ini-embrace ba talaga nila yung idea na gano'n? 'Di ba hindi? And for our second question, is awareness alone enough? 'No? Tatanungin natin, kapag na-educate na, kapag na-aware na natin, kapag meron ng consciousness raising, is that enough? Sapat lang ba? How about pag-o-organize natin sa mga taong 'to? What if hindi na natin 'to gagawin? What if hindi na tayo magmo-mobilize ng tao? What will happen? 'No? Sige, we will have that discussion on our next meeting. Sige, proceed tayo kay Arthur Dunham. So, kay Arthur Dunham naman, tinitingnan niya daw or he defined CO as a conscious process of social interaction and method of social work concerned with three objectives. Again, what are the three objectives according to Dunham? We have to remember that first we have the task goals, next we have the process goals, and lastly we have the relationship goals. Now, when we talk about task goals, most likely kasi, tangible siya, no? What needs to be done? Ano ba yung kailangan nating gawin? Ano ba yung kailangan nating matapos? Dapat visible siya. Ito ay, we are talking about concrete outcomes. Most likely, tangible talaga ito sila. Now, ano bang gusto natin? Ma'am, dapat potable water. Ito talaga ang kailangan namin dito sa barangay 1, dito sa barangay A. Kailangan namin ng potable water kasi mahirap yung access sa tubig. Ganito, bibili kami doon sa syudad, ganyan. So, tangible siya. That is our task goals. It could also be livelihood projects. Depende sa kung anong gusto ng community people. Again, you as a social worker, you do not have to impose kung ano yung gusto nila. No, sa task goals, ma'am, I think hindi potable water ang kailangan ninyo. I think solar na solar lights ang kailangan ninyo. Oh, that is a great no-no. Hindi yan pwede. You do not have to impose kung ano yung kailangan na sa tingin mo as a social worker, tinitingnan kung ano yung situation nila. Next, siguro health and reproductive programs kasi sa tingin mo itong mga taong to uh, health and reproductive programs. Sige, we are talking about health na lang, ganon. Siguro the idea of this is educate din natin sila. We are talking about yung lugar na kung saan frequent flooding, babalik tayo dun sa example ko kanina na may frequent flooding. And then, kasi kapag may frequent flooding, ano yung pwede nating gawin dyan? Di ba sinabi ko kanina na kailangan merong clean up drive, magko-organize tayo ng mga committee, and then we have to engage with the LGU para sa policy making, something like that. Pero kasi, kayo as a community people, dyan pa lang at your level, sa grassroots level, ah yung idea kasi ng frequent flooding is that always kayong binabaha, tapos yung lugar na yon is magiging breeding ground kasi siya ng dengue. So kayo, ano yung pwede niyong gawin? No? We are talking about the health and reproductive programs na lang din. So, ay yung mga pwede natin gawin dyan. Next, process goals explains that these are concerned with the process of helping people for participation, self-direction, and cooperation. So, yung process goals, these are highly concerned with the process of helping people grow in certain ways. Yun lang. Process goals, nakafocus siya sa participation, cooperation, yung confidence, how they also take part, how they initiate, seeing that they also know how to execute their leadership skills. Kasi hindi naman pwede na, okay, meron na nga tayong nabuo na committee, pero when it comes to leadership skills, wala naman. Hindi naman pala effective itong leader na to. Baka kasi itong leader natin hindi pala magaling mag-lead, no? In the middle of the problem, aalis yung leader. Sasabihin niya lang, kayo na bahala, alam niyo na kung paano yan reresolbahin yung problema na yan. Kasi mayaman ako, hindi naman ako apektado niya. Kayo na lang kasi mahirap kayo. Oy, yun yung problema. We are talking about the process goals. So dito, nakikita yung participation, yung self-direction, yung cooperation, yung confidence natin, how we initiate, how we lead. Eto lang talaga ang sa process goals, no? How people grow in certain ways. Okay? Take note ha, sa process goals, this is where empowerment happens. Kapag alam na nila, no? If they are participative, alam na nila, they are guided, merong direction, merong cooperation, most likely empowerment takes place. Okay? Next, the last goal na ina-explain ni Dunham is that the relationship goals. Ibig sabihin, ang focus niya is changing certain types of social relationship, especially decision-making patterns in a community. So, sa relationship goals lang naman, tinatanong natin, who holds the power? Sino yung may control, no? Sino yung nagde-decide? Sino yung nagde-decision? Sino yung mga nagsasalita? Who controls the resources? Sino yung mga, sa tingin natin, they are silent, no? Pinapatahimik lang sila. So tayo as a social worker, we are there, no? Para i-amplify natin, para alam nila na, ma'am, it's okay na sabihin niyo kung ano yung concerns ninyo so that alam natin kung paano i-a-address ng mas maayos yung problema natin. Okay? So, in CO, yung aim lang talaga natin is to have a broadened decision-making body. No? Hindi lamang siya nakakoncentrate to those who are educated, to those who are rich, to those who are affluent. So, we are also encouraging the poor, no? The oppressed, yung mga sectors natin, yung mga vulnerable groups natin, they also have to take part. Kasi yun nga, community nila yun. Sila ang mas nakakaalam, sila ang nakaka-experience, sila ang nagsistruggle. So, they are also, should be the one, no? Tutulungan nila yung sarili nila. Paano ba nila matutulungan yung sarili nila? Saan yung education? Saan yung mobilizing na mangyayari dyan? Kapag sila din mismo hindi participative, yun yung problema. No? So, yun yung focus natin sa CO. Ni-encourage natin yung kahit yung poorest of the poor, kahit yung oppressed, kahit yung mga PWDs ba dyan, maging sectoral man yan or what, dapat ang focus lang talaga natin dito is mapalawak yung decision-making body natin. Hindi lamang siya nakakonsentrate sa iilan, sa mga mayayaman, sa iilan na pabida-bida na parang si Jollibee, something like that. So, for example lang talaga ha, magpaplano tayo, establish tayo ng project. Ang task natin, papatay tayo ng daycare center kasi kailangan natin ng maayos na daycare center. And yun yung task natin ha, yun yung task goal natin. As for the process goals, kailangan yung parents makakapag-organize tayo ng committee, no? Hindi lamang parents yung kailangan dyan, kundi syempre guided din talaga siya ng social worker, guided siya ng uh, from the DSWD or from the LGU, no? Kung sinong magga-guide sa kanila, gagawa ng bylaws. So, this is the process goals. Dito siya pumapasok. Gagawa tayo ng committee dyan. Siyempre, merong consultation yan kung paano talaga siya gagawin. Especially sa bylaws. And then lastly, sa relationship goals natin, yung parents dapat nakakapag-participate sila when it comes to for a while. Ayun. So, sa relationship goals natin, yung mga parents natin, ah, dapat marunong na silang mag-decide ngayon, no? It's part of relationship goals, no? Decision-making patterns in a community. Dapat hindi na lamang yung mga matatanda na lang ang magdedesisyon, but also the parents itself, no? Parents ng mga bata na nasa daycare center. Kasi we are talking about the welfare of these children, no? Yung task natin, gagawa tayo ng daycare center. So, most likely, ang focus natin, ang process natin is yung parents makakapag-organize ng committee. And then, sila na rin makakapag-gawa ng decision on their own. Okay? Syempre, it is guided pa rin, ha? Next definition, according to Ralph Kramer and Mary Spett, um, CO refers to various methods of intervention whereby a professional agent helps a community action systems composed of individuals, etc., etc., in plan collective in order to deal with social problems within a democratic system of values. So, ayan, it is concerned with programs aimed at social change with a primary reference to environmental condition and social institutions. So, Kramer and Speck defined CO as a professional intervention na meron siyang democratic values. So, as a social worker, no? Mm. So, yung social worker, hindi niya tinitingnan yung community na meron lang siyang iisang problema at iisang solusyon. At absolute siya in its essence. Hindi ganon. Di ba walang way of uniformity sa kung paano tayo mag-solve ng problem? Kasi we have to take consideration of their resources, the nature ng isang community, yung power na meron sa kanila, yung dynamics na meron sila, 'di ba? So they explained, no, these authors explained that in CO it should have planned collective action, no? Dapat professional yung way of hindi naman professional way pero appropriate yung ways of solving the problem, no? Merong guidance from a social worker kasi this social worker has this professional skills, they have these values, they have this knowledge, no, na kung paano talaga i-guide yung isang community. Syempre it is also consist of democratic values and social change is always the goal. Again, social change is always the goal of CO. Kapag sinabi nating changes, kapag sinabi nating change, ang always nating nilulook forward ay positive change. So, development lang talaga siya. So, we facilitate, and as a social worker, we serve as what do you call this one? Ethical anchor, no? Ethical anchor. Tayo yung mag-guide sa kanila, no? That practices are always based on ethics. Hindi pwede sasabihin na lang natin na magsiskip tayo ng isang step, Hindi tayo magkakaroon ng consultation kasi sa tingin natin na nakakapagod mag-gather ng community people, nakakapagod na it's just a waste of time, no? Napupuntahan natin sila, i-encourage natin sila, and then by the time na magkakaroon na tayo ng assembly, instead of expecting 100 people na mag-attend or 50 people na mag-attend, a-attend lang yan 10, 15. So, parang nawawalan ka ng gana. But that is not always what usually happens. Kasi yun nga, what we are really trying to explain is that regardless of the quantity of those people na nagsali, kasi hindi naman talaga natin mapilit, and that is the reality of CO, no? That is the reality of CO na hindi lahat ng tao available para mag-participate dyan sa'yo, no? Our practices will always be based on our ethics. Hmm? Okay? And everything we do should be intentional, no? Dapat well-planned siya, dapat value-driven, hindi pwede hahayaan na lang talaga natin itong mga community people na to na mahirapan. Eh, nahirapan na nga, nagkaroon na nga sila ng problema. Hindi mo pa ba sila tutulungan? 'Di ba? Guided ka na nga, meron ka na ngang value. And then syempre, 'di ba, sinabi natin na saan na 'yun? Ah, plan collective, no? Engage in a plan collective in order to deal with the social problems with a democratic system of values. Next definition from Perlman and Gurin. No, CO is a process of finding solutions to social problems by redistributing resources, functions, and decision-making power. I think it all makes sense now sa inyo. I just hope that it makes sense, no? Kasi 'di ba, we are talking about redistributing of resources, yung functions, yung decision-making power na sinasabi ko kanina, no? CO is inherently political kasi. Even if we see this as development, 'di ba? Kung matitingnan niyo talaga, babalik tayo doon sa definition natin ha na ano nga yung sinabi natin na definition ng CO? It is based or yung nature niya, political entity, no? Nagfi-favor siya. And kahit na ganun, tinitingnan talaga natin yung CO as somehow anchored din siya sa political and development, no? Yung nature ng isang community na kung saan nagfe-favor yung mga politicians, 'di ba? Andun pa rin yung development. Pero nama-manipulate. Yun lang talaga. It favors those who he or she can manipulate, no? Itong mga taong to na merong power, syempre, they will manipulate, they will take advantage kasi nagfe-favor nga sa kanila. And then in CO, it is about redistributing of resources. Again, yung roles nila. Ano ba yung role nila sa isang community, no? Anong function nila? Baka kasi display lang sila, eh, hindi naman sila participative. Kaya pala hindi matapos-tapos yung problema. Kasi itong mga taong to, ayaw din naman makilahok, ayaw din naman makialam. 'Di ba? And then lastly, decision-making power. Yun lang. Ito lang. So, we are done discussing the definitions of community organization. And then we will be discussing the values, principles, so on and so forth on the next video.